Hey, sir.
Good afternoon. How are
How
you?
are you? I'm really good.
I'm really good as well. Life is
We're
good. Here comes more
kicking
people.
ass and taking names. We got training all day here today. I got some some recruits in there, and we're talking about what our recruiting, what we're going to do, which is just us. So I'll just tell you, we're
Yeah.
going to do. We're going to offer any of our ALC agents, any of our mega or capping agents, an opportunity to participate from us, from the perspective of us, at that same dollar amount that we are for recruits. So if they find a recruit that they want to participate at a
Ooh,
similar level, we will compensate them. We'll offset that charge.
that's fantastic. I'm gonna ask you when we get everybody on here in a minute to reshare that idea. I think it's super fun and talk about
Yeah,
a win-win.
yeah.
I think that is fantastic. I love it. All right. Hey, as people are rolling in, because we have quite a few people on these Zooms, as we're having people roll in, I'm going to ask that y'all share something good from the last week. It could be bold related or not bold related, business, personal. I don't care. We do a lot of things every day. Let's get some goodness out there. So, who will share something great that has happened in the last week? And if you're able to turn your camera on, I would love it. And if not, no judgment. It's not a call out. Just the black squares are no fun for me. Nick, go ahead.
We have, with all the changes, today we have about 60 people in our market center that aren't normally here attending
It's
classes and
fantastic.
for, getting themselves connected with what's happening in the market within the industry, and also giving us an opportunity to get two more bold registrations. So
Oh, great.
it's
You got two more registrations from the class? That's
two more
wonderful.
from just going around with the iPad in the class and saying, all right, guys, we got to get signed up.
The best. I love it. All right, give me at least one more. Anything good last week or so? Or do we need a therapy
We're up to
session? It's
10,
all been
let's
horrible.
say.
You're up to 10?
Hmm?
Who said
10
that?
registrations.
Oh, awesome.
Allison.
10
Over here.
are 10 total or 10 today?
10 today
10 today. That's fantastic. And we
from our
have the
team
class
meeting.
after this. Yeah, I love it.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
And is that including the people that signed up online, or that's just how many registration forms you collected?
That's including the people that I know signed up online. So I don't know how I can figure that out if other people
The
went
link is
directly on.
live. The link is live.
Oh,
So
okay.
like
So it's
that
not
daily
every night.
email,
Got it.
where it says, click here to see who's registered. That's a live link, so you can pull that at any time
Oh,
and see
perfect.
who's on there. Yeah, so that's fantastic
Okay.
news. And then, so I'm not really saying this to Allison. This is something for all of you. We did our team meeting today for their market center. When you do your bold team meeting, especially if your meetings are hybrid at all. So today it was, we did the push. There were the prizes in the room, and yet of course they didn't want to exclude anybody who was online. So they gave people to the end of the day to register, and they could still be eligible for the prizes they had collected. So my advice to you is, if that's you, take the energy from that meeting and then send out, like, whether it's a group text, a mass text to your office, or maybe it's social media, maybe it's both. Hey, there's still time to register today. If you register, you're in line to win, blah, blah, blah. Right. So I'd put it out there to your people, because even if you got one or two extra registrations, I mean, it's totally worth the effort. So I love it. Very, very good. Thank you both for sharing good things. Thank you all for being here. Um, my goal is super simple on today's call, right? I already laid out the plan. And so today I want to do a temperature check and see if there's anything that I can help with, whether it's objections or logistics, whatever, anything that's coming up that I can help you with. I want to talk about the team meeting. I know we talked about it last week, and yet it really is the biggest opportunity for leverage to get registration. So I want to talk about that a little bit. And then I'm going to give you guys some clarity, because I heard somewhere that there's power in that. And then I'm also going to, success is simple, not easy. So I'm going to give you some simple clarity today, because I believe with our level of participation that we can and likely will roll into first step either at or very close to capacity. And wouldn't it be nice if you had a step one at Bold where you didn't have to chase your agents and convert them? Would that be okay with you? If we like just focus on making money and coaching, would you hate it or would that be okay? It'd be okay, right? Some blank stare. You're all like, wait, that's a thing. It's totally a thing. Okay. So let's start with a little bit of feedback. I'm assuming most of you have at least started having some sort of conversations, whether it's in mass form or one-on-one. How is it going? What's your feedback? Where are you struggling? Like, let's kind of clear the air there and then we'll go from there. Don't all talk at once though. It's really weird for me. You guys gotta stop that. Nothing, everything's perfect, or we just haven't talked to anybody yet? I have no judgment.
I'll be transparent.
Be
Hudson,
transparent. Hey,
how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's good to see you.
You too. We're hopping on the bandwagon a little late. We just made the decision late last week that we're gonna hop on and participate. So my director of agent services will be reaching out to you probably today to see if we can get you on a team meeting call. So
Yay.
I would love to say that we've got several registered, but we're just getting started and and we'll get there. We'll do the regular things.
Oh, you will. And and we'll talk about this in a little bit. You're not late. If we wait too much longer to jump into action, it will feel late. We have 6 weeks. Like you got this. And I believe you do have at least one registered for full, so you're not like totally at a deficiency. Yay. Oh, it's you, isn't it? Yay. That's cool. You're still a person. You're still a registration. I know team leaders are actually people too. You got to remind your agents sometimes. All right. So she ripped the Band-Aid off. What else is going on? Where are we at? Like I can preach at you guys, and yet I don't find a lot of value in that. I want to meet you where you are and help you. So is anybody getting any feedback that maybe I can assist with, or everything is good so far? Okay. Then I'm going to jump in. So I want to talk about Bold Team Meeting. I know we talked about it last week. If you feel like I am repeating myself, I promise that I know I'm repeating myself. It's just that it is our biggest opportunity. And would you guys like to make the launch easy or difficult? You don't have to answer. Of course, you'd like to make it easy. And so the Bold Meeting is your best opportunity, and there's a right and a wrong way. So, and Allison, we just did yours, and I think it went pretty well. And I feel like you guys followed the play as well. Like, so here's the deal, super simple. First of all, if it's going to be a Bold Team Meeting, it's got to be a Bold Team Meeting. Purple needs to throw up in your training room, and you need to wear a bold shirt. And if you guys have done this long enough, you'll know this is true. If you haven't, believe the other people. They will match your energy. In fact, they'll match yours before you match mine. So I can come in there like a lunatic, and it won't really matter if you guys are low energy. So create the energy in the room, and the bulk of that meeting needs to be dedicated to Bold. And I promise that the results will make that worthwhile. So it can't be like you have 5 minutes. It's not going to work. The way that it works, the way that it should be, is that you're going to jump in, do your normal stuff. You're going to announce your classes that are coming up, bucket fills, all that stuff. 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops. Then the team leader or whoever is in charge of the meeting is going to announce the Bold. And even if they know it's coming, you're going to announce it again. You're going to share excitement. You're going to share why you're doing it and why it's important right now. And I don't think I need to tell you those things. You know those things. All right. Then you're going to bring up a Bold panel. 2 people is great, because we don't want it to go on together. If you have 3 amazing people, don't cut the third off, and yet no more than 3, 2 to 3 people. Okay. They're going to share a little bit of their Bold story. What have they gotten out of Bold? What happened? Anything specific is really, really powerful. In a perfect world, one might have a great business outcome, like something very tangible. One maybe had a great personal thing that came out of Bold. Whoever is going to share on your Bold panel, for the love of all things holy, they have to be taking this Bold. Because the biggest energy crusher ever is for them to share an amazing story, and then somebody in your audience says, hey, so you're taking it this time, right? And they're like, oh no, I've taken it. I'm going to sit this one out. It'll kill it. So it's got to be somebody who's willing to take this Bold. They can say yes on the spot. It's just, you got to know that they're willing to take the Bold. That'll be quick, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, maybe. Then you're going to bring me on. For a few of you, there's, like when I'm on a plane, I can't be on Zoom. So I have a pre-recorded version of exactly what I say. It's just as interactive. So you're going to bring me on at that point. I'm going to introduce myself, talk about the market, uncover the kind of weirdness that's happening right now. We go through an exercise that gets them thinking a little bit. And then I'm going to share a bit of my story, and then we're going to close them. And the idea of the Bold Team meeting is that you walk out with like half the room registered. Like if we all have energy and close at a high level, you will get so many freaking people signed up, and it starts being like popcorn, because I'm going to make them stand up, and it's going to be weird, and there'll be a little pause. Then somebody will do it. Then the person who didn't want to be first will do it. It works great. We're going to use paper registrations. My assistant sent them all out, I believe, yesterday. I know some of you are like, no, digital. People can hide with digital registrations. You know if they're using the pen on the paper or not. So we use paper registration forms, and that is their ticket to whatever prizes you have to offer. I want to challenge you guys to create as many prizes as possible. Be creative within whatever budget you have vendors pay for things. I'm going to repeat, I will offer $400 to each market center to kick that off. And you can use it however you want. You just have to tell me what you did with it. And then once we give it away, I will reimburse. Okay. So I will kick off with $400 to each market center. Make it fun, make it FOMO, put a balloon wall up or a prize wheel. They sign up on the spot, they get an opportunity to win. They don't, they sign up 2 days later, they don't get an opportunity for anything extra. That's the use of FOMO. And then we're gonna like literally play enforcers at the doors. If they have the form, they're not leaving until they hand it back to us. And then for anybody who's on the logistics side of things and thinking, oh God, that's a lot of things to process, you can send them all to my assistant. She will process them. You do not have to worry about doing it yourself, or if you want to, you can. That is the very fast, I know for a lot of us, we've already talked about it. That is the very fast version of how the Bold team meeting should go. Are there any questions around that? Because I know I kind of just like, Meh. Yes.
Hudson, we've not done the prizes before for Bold. Can I get some examples either from you or from someone else on the call on what you've done in the past?
So anything goes. So like, so the $400 that I'm going to kick to you to start it off, it could be 1/2 scholarship if you want something really impactful to dangle. It could be $300, $400 bills. It could, however you want to use it. You go buy something with it if you're going to give it away. Easy things. You know, what are your vendors are sitting on gift cards all the time. Gift cards. It could be a month off of office dues. It could be maybe, you know, if you don't typically do Bold reimbursements, maybe you threw one Bold reimbursement in there, something like that. Scratch off tickets for like anything. You know, there should be 1 or 2 decent sized ones. They can be small otherwise. The reality is no matter who you are or how much money you make, FOMO affects us all. So if you give them an incentive to take action now rather than think about it, which is poison, we have really good results. So yeah, like literally, does anybody have any other ideas that I didn't share that's worked well for you? MLS fees, super fees, that's cool. Anything else? Your vendor partners should have something up in their pockets. So this does not need to come out of you or your market center's pockets. Like you should be able to get some help with this. So reach out to your people, tell them you got a great opportunity. I need your help. Any other questions around the Bold team meeting? I can't stress enough that when it works well, it will get you to half of your goal or more. And when it doesn't work well, it's because we didn't follow that play. So just if you guys do the things we just spoke about, it's going to go great. The other thing I want to cover, and then I'll go into some number things, and then I'll leave some time for any questions at the end. Now is the time, if you haven't already started, it's time to start the one-on-one conversations. Here, the way that I like to launch Bold is I give you guys things that you should or are already doing. I don't want it to be a ton of extra work, and I want it to be beneficial for you, whether the people sign up for Bold or not. So here's what I'm not asking you to do. I don't want you to make one-on-one calls that sound like this. Hey, Bold's coming. Do you want to take it? Hey, Bold's coming. Do you want to take it? It's like an instant turnoff. So I don't want you to do that because I don't want you to waste your time. I'm asking you to make care calls. Like I know we're all supposed to, and some of us do, and some of us have fallen off because, you know, your leadership roles have 8,000 duties, right? I'm asking you to make care calls. How are you? How is your business going? How are you doing with your goals? Are you on track? Are you behind? How are the kids? Like, I want you to talk to your people. And you're going to uncover a gap for everyone you talk to. Nobody is on track to hit all of their goals. Not everybody is up year over year. In fact, many people are down year over year. Not everybody has perfect life at home. Like, people have stuff going on. I want you to find their challenges, and then bold is the prescription. When we lead with bold, all it feels like we're doing is selling to them. And that we would never coach our agents to be like that with clients, right? So what I want you to do is find their gap and then take them to bold. And I say this with all sincerity. I know that most of us would love to find like an hour or a 2-hour block in our week where we can just sit and dial in and make bold calls. And I also know that I would love to ride a unicorn one day. I just don't really think they're out there. And I would rather you have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 conversations every day between now and launch and consistently fill with registrations than wait for some perfect time block. We got to chunk things down, friends. And I know you know that. I just want to remind you to do it with bold as well. I would rather you have 2 impactful conversations today or tomorrow than have 0, or have 10 cruddy ones where they didn't think you cared and you didn't get any results. So are there any questions around the concept of these one-on-one conversations with our agents? No? Cool. And then when somebody says yes, we're going to be their friend and we're going to just register them. Like, we're going to literally say, great, whip out your credit card. They can read it to you over the phone, or if you're standing, like, we're going to register them on the spot. Because as an agent, so I have humility when I say it, agents are big procrastinators. So we're not going to let them fall into that trap. I had a lot of leadership not let me fall into that trap, and I wouldn't be here today if they hadn't. So we're going to register them on the spot. Yes, it'll take an extra 2 or 3 minutes of your time, and yet now you don't have to chase them any longer. And the minute they register for this class, you know that they're going to start showing up differently. They're already mentally in once the card has been charged. So I want to go over some numbers, and then we'll answer any questions, and we'll go from there, okay? So to reiterate, MAPS will shut us down at 200 registrations. That is the absolute max, and for good reason. And I've done it before, so just so you know, your agents will have a great experience in the room, even at that many. I will control it. It'll be fine. We won't be there late. Everything will be wonderful. And beyond that, it would be really hard to control that size room. So that's the thinking, right? So in order to hit the overall goal, as of this morning, I know this number has changed a bit. I'm going with what I had this morning. We were at 28 full registrations, leaving 172, which is 29 a week. That means nothing. There's 11 participating market centers, okay? So I'm gonna go market center by market center, and based off what your numbers were this morning, I'm going to tell you how many full registrations you would need a week for us to walk into step 1 already at capacity. And if we're able to do that, which I believe we can, guess what happens at step 1? We can create teams right for step 1, and we don't have to have any selling, any fluff, any nothing. It will be coaching. I mean, those of you that did it with me last year, I still coached at step 1. Please vouch for me. And yet we know there's a lot of kind of selling and unnecessary things. We can start with teams if we roll in at capacity. So only in the order that was given to me, so no rank here, all right? So 358, to hit your goal of 30, you would need to get 4 a week. I know your number has changed, so I mean, you can do math. We have 6 weeks, right? Market Center 697, you had a goal of 70. That would be 10 a week. 10 a week for the next 6 weeks. 427, to hit your goal of 30, it would be 5 a week starting these next 7 days. 537, to hit your goal of 50, it's 8 a week. Market Centers 378, 600, and 701, and 265. You all have the same goal, so I'm just going to tell you, for you, it's 4 a week. All 4 of those market centers, 4 a week will get you there. Market Center 876, to get to your 10 total, 2 a week will get you there. In fact, that'll get you a little gravy. I had to do some rounding there. Market Center, my friends, 264, that you were joining late. Do you have a number in mind for full registrations you'd like to have?
25.
25. Cool. Look at me mathing on the fly and not looking at my phone. That's a joke. 4 a week will get you there. And do I have Market Center 475 on here? Anybody? No judgment if not. It's not a call out. No. And then I saw Market Center 521, which I didn't even have. Market Center 521, are you here? I saw somebody.
That's Rochester. I don't know if they're gonna be in on it. They are kind of on an island on their own, about an hour and a half away from the cities. So I think they're
Okay.
still waiting on whether or not they're gonna jump in. If
Okay,
they
I
do,
just see
it'll
they've got
likely be
someone
3
here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
they've got
Elijah.
someone here. Okay. Well, Market Center 521, if you want to talk separately, let me know. So now you guys look, it's goals, it's easy numbers, right? If you were just to do the things we spoke about, you will roll in at goal. Now, here's the other thing, and I trust that you realize this truly is not like a sales tactic, it's just the reality. Like, we are a giant bold, and these registrations are first come, first serve. I want to urge you, this is how I like to launch anyways, and don't let people, if you have somebody that you know really wants to be there and they're like, I'll register for first step, I am concerned they will not have a seat. So my challenge to you is to get them to sign up for full. And I'm going to share this with you. And I share it as someone who, I'm a former team leader. I've done your job. It's crazy. And you're doing it at such a crazy time. Although I did it during COVID, that was also crazy. Agents whose business are down, agents who are not on track for their goal, agents who are terrified of the changes in the industry, they're super recruitable, guys. They're super recruitable. So I'm asking you, you might have to stand up for some people, not stand up to them, stand up for them. Like, you know, the people that should be in the room and might tell you no. And it might take a little tough love on your part, because my concern is that if you won't give them the tough love and they get in front of the right broker who is willing to give them the tough love, they're going to take their license to them. And I really freaking love Keller Williams, and I don't like people leaving. So don't take the first no's. Don't take superficial no's. Don't be afraid to help your people get out of the funk that I feel like a lot of people are in right now because of what is happening. Like, we have an opportunity to really, really impact people. So, and then also don't forget recruiting, guys. 4 out of 5 non-KW agents are going to sign up with Keller Williams if they attend Bold. So don't be afraid. You all have recruit discounts. You all have at least 5. I mean, half of the room could be non-KW. How powerful would that be? So don't be afraid to get recruits in there. That person that you've had on the fence for a while, I mean, this will knock them right over, and it'll happen before step 7. That's what I typically see. It's not usually after Bold, it's during. So are there any questions? Actually, before I do that, Nick, will you share what you were telling me before anybody else was on the call?
Yeah, one of the things that we want to do over here right now is to encourage to get cappers in the room, right? To get mega agents in the room. That validates the training. Last time we had Graham Smith, we had Maple Grove. Why can't I remember her name right now? Kara Schmitz, thank you, was in the room. These are some of the biggest producers in our market, and they were in the room, and that means that the other agents that are there. So the point of this is using that 199 for guest recruits, right, is bringing them in, is incentivizing the mega agents in your office to invite another agent at that same price. So there is a huge discount, there's a huge draw to it, but one, we get the mega agent in the room, and we get the recruit in the room as well.
Love it. Love it. So I thought that was a really fun idea, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Obviously, that's market center discretion, and yet if that sounds interesting to you, it's something great that you could do. Any questions? There are no bad questions. And before you all get ready with your questions, because I know you're all going to participate, right? I'm going to reiterate, guys, I seriously, and some of these leaders who launched with me before will vouch, like, guys, I got your back. Please don't wait until these calls. If you need help with someone or something, or have a question, or have a staff member that's nervous to make calls and they want to, like, guys, just reach out to me. I'm your partner in this. I want this to be a huge, massive, ridiculous win. All right. Any questions? That's
If
so
anybody
exciting.
needs
Ooh.
an 8x8 to go with this, Maple Grove has one and we can publish it. Just let me know.
Love that. Love that. And just with love, that's got to be supplemental to those one-on-one conversations, because it won't be enough, and yet it will help some of the lifting for you. Anything else?
It's an 8x8, so it's a postcard, handwritten, text message, email, and a call.
Perfect. You're the best. Any other questions? Okay, cool. Then I guess we'll be sold out in the next week and I can't wait. If you need anything, let me know. Otherwise, I will give you 5 minutes back. Let me help you. Reach out, go be bold, get your people. We're on the road to 200. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you,
Bye.
Hudson.